And welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live. I am your host, Jim Masters. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. We welcome you to the show. Hope you guys are doing well. This is your entertainment lifestyle talk show series live, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, every single night, 7 days a week. That's right. Crazy, huh? 7 days a week we do this entire show. It's a big undertaking, but we've been doing it 14 weeks now. And as many of you know, if you're watching for the first time, I'm a professional television and radio host and personality, and journalist, and actor, writer, producer, voiceover artist. I've worked with public television for many, many years and host a lifestyle travel TV series on CBS and CW affiliates, radio show 18 years on iHeartRadio, and host and anchor a TV news magazine show in New York, and so much more. It's all television, radio, on camera, on air, writing, producing, hosting, the whole thing. And we created this show, the Jim Masters Show Live, 14 weeks ago. And we are celebrating our 14th week with shows. If you get your calculators out, 14 weeks with shows 7 nights a week. That's a lot of shows. That is more than most TV series do in an entire season sometimes. It's really incredible, and it's been a real blessing and a joy. And thanks to everybody who's been having watch parties and sharing the links and celebrating with their friends and telling everybody about our series here. It is Light, Levity, and Love, as we call it. We like to call it Lovity. That's what it's really all about. And that's a word that we sort of stumbled on when I was saying levity and love at the same time. And all of a sudden, lovity developed, and everybody has fallen in love with that word. And we're going to be working on, I guess, mugs, T-shirts, and hats that say it. We had Ann Hampton-Callaway on a couple of weeks ago, and she started on the piano, started singing lovity. We got so many people that want to do jingles for our show with that word in it. So we're working on a couple of cool things behind the scenes, which is really exciting. But I hope all of you guys are doing well. And as you know, here on the show, we go big time and we do a nice toast to you and you and you and you and you from all around the world. We welcome you to the Jim Masters Show Live. Whatever you have as your drink of choice, I hope that it is refreshing and cooling, because we're in like the mid 90s here. This show originates from the greater New York City area. Between New York and Boston. We're literally on the coast here. Beautiful, beautiful, but very hot and humid. And many of you have been giving us weather reports where you are across the United States. We have an audience that's across the United States, as well as Europe and Asia and Africa and Australia. It's really amazing the amount of people we have that come from a global audience. It's really cool, and it continues to grow by leaps and bounds, and that's really an exciting thing. So thanks for joining us tonight. And your friends are here. I know you always look for your friends, our cast of characters. As I mentioned, my special guest on Saturday night was Dreama Denver, the actress, as well as writer and radio station owner and wife of Bob Denver, who played Gilligan on Gilligan's Island, and also on Dobie Gillis as well, and a whole host of other incredible shows. And she's sending us a Gilligan doll, which we're really excited about. It's really cool, from their exclusive collection, to add to our home studio set we built 14 weeks ago here. Yes, George Burns is here. He's always with us every night. He's got his cigar. He greets all of you. He's got his smile going. He hopes you're all doing well. He greets you from all around the world. He's sort of my sidekick here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Again, all about light, levity, and love, and putting smiles on people's faces, especially now during everything we've been going through in this extraordinarily crazy year. Jeannie is here to greet all of you as well. I know you guys love seeing Jeannie in the official bottle, which weighs a ton. That was actually a gift from a friend who knew I love that series. Silver is here. You guys always look for Silver. As I mentioned, we had Hollywood legend Sky Aubrey on a couple of weeks ago with the wonderful producer and composer Edward Jordan, and she fell in love with Silver. We got him on a TV shoot while in Europe. He comes from Switzerland. He sees all of you. He greets all of you. And he's sort of like our mascot here at the show. Again, every host has their sidekicks. And of course, your other friend is here. You guys always ask for him. It's amazing. All the guests fall in love with these characters too, and they whip out dolls that they have around their house. Jimmy is here, and Jimmy says hello, and Jimmy greets you as well. He's a happy clown, so you don't have to be afraid of Jimmy. He's a kind-hearted clown. Hope everybody's doing well, and we're celebrating Willie Jancy, who continues to be our viewer of the week. And of course, on this show, we celebrate our viewers as much as we celebrate the show itself and everything that we do. And we're very excited to do that. So Willie was announced as our guest last night, and we're very excited to have that opportunity to continue to celebrate her on the show. And again, when you're a viewer of the week, you get to wear that crown, and you get to tell everybody all around the town and beyond, because she lives in Holland. She lives in the Netherlands, and she either takes naps or she stays up all day so she doesn't miss an episode of the Jim Masters Show live, which I think is really, really cool. And that's loyalty. So again, once again, we are celebrating Willie from Holland, who's our viewer of the week here on the Jim Masters Show all week long. She gets to wear that crown as the Jim Masters Show viewer of the week. She's been with us, I think she said, almost 50, 60 shows, night after night, not missed any of the entertainment, the deep conversations, the wonderful things that we've had to bring to bear here. We go on location. We've had food segments, music segments. A lot of my friends from the worlds of television, music, Broadway, Hollywood, film, have been with us as well. But we've had spiritual people, health and wellness people, people from all of the arts, and so much more that we've been having as guests. And then we have our host chat shows, where it's just us chatting and having a good time. Going to welcome some of the viewers from around the world who always like to post. And hello, Jim. Almost rained away, but I'm back here. Nice show. Thank you very much, and continue to celebrate being viewer of the week this week. You've certainly earned it. And there's your Dutch tulips that we always show you. I know you love your Dutch tulips. So there they are. The tulips are yours for your loyalty. And again, we got these on a TV shoot last year while we were in Holland. Good to see you, Willie, and congratulations once again. Hi, Jim and everyone. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Looking forward to another great show. Crystal watching in Connecticut. And yes, you are very excited. You were very excited when you were announced as our viewer of the week last evening, when we had actor and singer and composer Jerome Brooks Jr. as a very special guest last night, and he was awesome. So congratulations again. Christine Clifton, greetings, Jim, and all the lovities. That's what's happened out of creating that word lovity. Everybody that watches the show is now considered one of our lovities, and that's a beautiful thing. And you're watching on the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. I encourage everybody to subscribe to the channel. We would love that. Merlin, good to see you. Hello, Jim and everyone. She's in Innerkip, Ontario, Canada. It's nice to see you there as well. Thank you very much for joining us. Linda Odell in Florida. Good evening, Mr. Lovity. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much, Linda. And hello, everyone. Have a nice show. Thank you, Willie, the crowned viewer of the week. Marianne watching on YouTube. Every show is a thrilling show, and we're so happy that you are here as well. Marianne, it's nice to see that you're watching on the YouTube channel as well. Mary Bishop, hi everyone. Congratulations again to Willie. Reno is watching in Connecticut. Have a great show, Jim. Thank you very much, Reno. We really appreciate that. Ernestine Webb is watching in North Carolina. Hi, Jim and friends. Hope all are good tonight. You're baking banana nut bread. I'll take some. Ship one north. You're in Carolinas, and we're north of you here in the Northeast. So FedEx one up to us if you can. If FedEx is even operating, this year, who knows what it is. Spiffy dresser tonight. Thank you very much, Merlin. Appreciate that. Congratulations again to Willie. Willie's excited. She's thanking everybody because she's the viewer of the week. Not a lot of shows do that. 98 shoes. Or do you mean 98 shows? I know what you mean. Yes, shoes like Ed Sullivan, 98 shoes. Yes, we're approaching our 100th show, which is very, very unbelievable considering there's really been no breaks since the spring. Ed Sullivan, you got it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This jacket, I also, one of the things they do is freelance I'm a host for MGM, Resorts International. So I've worn this when I've done events and concert, master of ceremonies, emceeing, hosting for MGM. I've also, I believe I wore this on television once on PBS for an artist interview as well. Thank you very much. Glad you enjoy it. Thank you very much. Everybody's having a good time here. So we're greeting everybody, and then we're going to join our very special guest. Amanda McBroom is here, and she's out of California, where it's just after 4. Cheers. Everybody's cheering everybody. And hi, everyone. Just wanted to say, as we found a place outside of town that is one of the lucky places, power. I know you guys had like some sort of a inland hurricane come through, right? Yesterday came through Iowa. The weather has been really wacky this year. We had the hurricane and tropical storm Isaias come up the Northeast. We're good, but areas in New York, New England, the Middle Atlantic, they're still trying to get power on and cable on and internet, and it's rough after that storm. Good evening, Jim. Hello to George, Jeannie, Silver, Jimmy, and your world audience. Carla watching in Brazil. Good to see you as well, watching in Brazil. We love when you are here in that beautiful country of Brazil. Thank you for joining us, Carla. You're looking very happy in your profile photo. Jennifer Barry says, I'm here. So that means she is going to be Zen. Jen is always Zen. No, the guitar in the back. No, that's my guitar, and I've had that for a number of years, actually. Thanks for asking, Merlin. I appreciate that. Mr. Leverty, could you play the guitar, play and sing for us, please? We shall do that soon. I know we've been singing happy birthday to people as well, and we've been talking about singing. I know you guys want to get me to sing on here. I definitely am an alto, but we've got a very special guest who's going to be doing some of that for us tonight through some of the material that we have. Can't wait. Marianne can't wait. Marilyn, who's watching in Wichita, Kansas. Again, we have an audience that is all over the place, and we love it. Good to see you, Marilyn, and welcome. Christine, good evening, Jim, and all the lovities. Appreciate that as well. Fabulous jacket, Jim. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You're now back on Facebook, so you're doing double lovity. You're on Facebook and YouTube at Jim Masters TV. We love that. We love that. Ralph Lampkin Jr. is here. Good evening to you in Indiana, Ralph. Nice having you here as well. And you had 100-mile-an-hour winds in Iowa. Whew. I hope it didn't tear down all that sweet corn, because we love that sweet corn. And this, yeah, they always do the big ones. So Crystal and Mike Ray in British Columbia, Canada. Fantastic show last night. We really enjoyed the guest Jerome, who was so humble and gracious. So looking forward to this evening with Amanda, mixed room, great musician, mutual friend in Ann Hampton Callaway. Yes, she was a guest a couple of weeks ago, sitting there waiting for the evening. Terrific. Good to have you with us as well. Yes, and we all have birthdays this year. That's right. Everybody has a birthday this year. Absolutely. So good to see that everybody's doing well. Renee, hang in there with those winds. I know there was some storm damage that you dealt with, and hopefully, we get past all of that craziness there in Iowa, and up here along the East Coast, same thing. There's all kinds of crazy weather going on these days. So you hang in there. My very special guest is Amanda McBroom, and I'm sure you're very, very familiar with her and her illustrious career and the wonderful performances and so much more. We're so excited to have her here. We appreciate her joining us. We have lots of great photos and video of performances and great conversation in store. Amanda has been called the greatest cabaret performer of her generation, an urban poet who writes like an angel and has a voice to match. That's said by the New York Times. Broadway World described her as one of the greatest nightclub performers of all time. Her lyrics are profound and express human emotions in glorious poetry. Her humor is so smart. She sings and acts it all brilliantly. Speaking of humor, you should have heard her before we went live on the air, trying to connect, trying to get the Chrome browser to marry with her computers and her phone. And that was levity to the max. That was comedy to the max. Unfortunately, we won't be broadcasting any of that. That's only between me and Amanda, but we loved it. And it was crazy. That's what it is, folks. We make everything look so easy and smooth, on television and radio and stage and entertainment. But all of the craziness that goes on behind the scenes to make it look so effortless, if you only knew. Her humor is so smart. And again, she does sing and act it all brilliantly. She first came to the attention of music lovers when Bette Midler's version of Amanda's song, The Rose. Yes, I'll pause right there. Did you know that Amanda penned that song? That's her song, The Rose. And Bette Midler, of course, brought it to prominence as well in the movie, of course. It's a beautiful song. I've always loved that song, The Rose. Hit #1 all over the world in 1979. In addition, Bette Midler, her songs have been recorded by a wide variety of artists in addition to Midler. Amy Poehler and Jack Black, Barry Manilow, Judy Collins. Judy's wonderful. I had an opportunity to interview her on PBS a couple of years ago. Barbara Cook, Leanne Rimes, Anne Murray, Harry Belafonte, the wonderful Betty Buckley. Had an opportunity to see her at a gala recently in Connecticut. The Manhattan Transfer, they're phenomenal. Donny Osmond, Stephanie Mills, Kurt Cobain. I mean, talk about the wide range of people that love her material and have interpreted it. Nana Mouskouri, I interviewed her probably, it's got to be 15 years ago on PBS for a special when she came over from Greece. Nana Mouskouri, wonderful performer. Conway Twitty, the Chipmunks, the Baby Dinosaurs, and Land Before Time. I mean, her songs are everywhere. They're part of the American fabric. They certainly are. She wrote all the songs for 16 Universal cartoon videos with longtime collaborator. Another great guest we had on the show, Michelle Browerman. She was on just a few weeks ago. You can go back in the archives on Jim Masters TV and watch that. Amanda's performance of The Rose on the Golden Globes, she won, of course, convinced audiences worldwide that the best interpretations of Amanda's songs are by Amanda herself. And they applauded her in concert halls around the world, from Carnegie Hall to Angel Place Recital Hall in Sydney, Australia, and so much more. Her love of musical theater, she starred in the New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and European productions of Jacques Brel, and is alive and well and living in Paris on Broadway and Seesaw, and in productions of Sweeney Todd, A Little Night Music, and Mame. Compelled her to create a musical based on her songs. Heartbeats made its debut in 1989 in Los Angeles, and the play has enjoyed more than 15 regional theater productions around the United States. The original cast recording was released in 1994 and is represented by the Rodgers and Hammerstein Music Library. Amanda's latest musical, A Woman of Will, made its off-Broadway debut in 2005. She recently celebrated the release of Voices, her 6th recording on Gecko, the label she established in 1985. Other recordings include Dreaming, Midnight Matinee, A Waiting Heart, Portraits, and Chance. In addition, she has recorded live from Rainbow and Stars, Heartbeats, and A Woman of Will. Her first 2 groundbreaking vinyl recordings, Growing Up in Hollywoodtown and West of Oz, were recorded direct-to-disc for Sheffield Labs and made Amanda McBroom an audiophile darling. And she's also, again, a music and entertainment and national treasure. And it's a pleasure and an honor to welcome her here to our show this evening as my very special guest. You're going to thoroughly enjoy our conversation as well as the brilliance of my very special guest here on our show. So tell your friends, have a watch party as we welcome the incredible Amanda McBroom to the Jim Masters Show live. Amanda, welcome to the show. It's great to have you with us.
We made it. We made it. Now,
we made it.
Before we go any further, the language I was using, my mama would have locked me in the bathroom for 2 days. So please forgive me if just the computer makes my head explode.
What language?
Yes, I was just being humorous.
That's it. All I heard was fabulous, fantastic, and sensational.
Things starting with an F. Yeah.
A lot of that before we went live. But hey, you got it out of the system. You look amazing. You and I are all decked out, and hey, we've got a worldwide audience, and it doesn't get better than that, right?
Absolutely. I'm knocked out by realizing all over the planet the people that you have, especially Willie from Holland, from Amsterdam.
Holland, yeah, Amsterdam.
I lived in Holland for a year singing over there, and it's one of my favorite places on the planet. So hi, Willie.
That's fantastic. He's going to love that, especially viewer of the week, right? So, Amanda, how have you been dealing with all of the craziness and everything that we've been going through in the last several months here together with social distancing and the venues closed? Have you been writing? Have you been creating, keeping those juices flowing?
It's been, well, let's say the first month or so, it was summer vacation, and I loved every minute of it. I didn't do a darn thing. And then it became a longer summer vacation, and then it became a longer summer vacation. And now it feels like Groundhog Day, you know, the movie, just every other, and I've learned how to cook. I've started a vegetable garden. I've finished another animated songs for another two animated features with Michelle. Thank God I have something to do.
Yes.
I said quite a while ago, I said, I'm not going to sing from my bedroom in my pajamas. I'm just not going to do, but I'm starting to change my
You're starting to do that.
And I want to thank you for giving me the excuse to put on some mascara for the first time in 3 months, honey.
And what
I've forgotten how to do this, you know.
How to do all that. And I love that you got the memo about having the guitar in the background like we have on our set. That's what it's all. Yeah, that's what it's all. That's what it's all about. So it's been, all the days have been sort of like just running together, right? You're like, is this Tuesday? Is this, and what month is this? And here we are in mid-August. When is the summer coming? A friend
of mine says that she says every day is Blur's Day. You know?
I like that. I like that.
No idea. I had a birthday 2 days ago, and I have no idea how old I am, and I have no idea what month it is. I have to say, I'm really grateful that we live in a little tiny town about 80 miles north of Los Angeles called Ojai.
Oh yeah, sure.
Very well-behaved little town. So the town itself is not rife with the trauma that's going on down south in LA and everywhere else. So whenever my friends will occasionally come up from LA, and everybody masks and everybody gloves and everybody social distance, but there is a tension that they have that we don't quite experience here. And I'm very grateful for that. So I'm not really wearing my shoulders for earrings at this point, but my heart goes out to anybody in New York. Come on, you guys, anybody in Manhattan, anybody living in an apartment with more than one child.
In Chicago and Florida and Texas and Vegas and everywhere. Yeah. And around the world. It's really a tough thing. But on a lighter note, happy birthday to you. And
thank you very much, darling. Here's happy birthday.
Happy birthday toast. And since it's the 2 days of the birthday, we're gonna everybody join me in singing happy birthday to Amanda. Okay, on the whim, ad hoc. Ready? Everybody around the world, you too, Willie and Renee and everybody else.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Amanda. We love you. You're amazing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Amanda.
Thank you so much. Wow. That meant that you touched my heart.
My pleasure. My pleasure. No cover charge. So you've been getting along. You've been doing different things to keep going, which is a really good thing.
Writing some poetry.
Yes.
Working on getting my musical chops back together again. I'm inspired by people like Michelle Browerman and Ann Hampton Calloway, who's out there writing something every second. They thrill me, and they're starting to get my juices flowing again, just in case we ever get to perform again.
Right, exactly. You got some happy. Donna says happy birthday to you, and Ernestine says happy birthday, and you sing awesome, Mr. Loverty. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mary Bishop says happy birthday, and Linda in Florida, happy birthday. Willie raises glasses to you in Holland. Oh, there's lots of levity on this show, Amanda. Lots. Danilo in San Diego says happy birthday. Merlin in Canada says happy birthday.
Yay.
Linda says, you look awesome, Amanda. You look great. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the Lovity Hall, as we call it. Hello, Amanda. Barbara
Hello.
Blair's here. Hey, gorgeous. It's great to see your face.
Hi, Blair woman.
She was on the show as a guest just a couple of weeks ago as well. And
I love the Blair woman. She is a wise soul.
Isn't she? Yeah. Her husband popped on too for a split second too. Happy birthday from Marie Anderson, Linda Hutchinson in Alabama. Happy birthday, Amanda. Christine says happy birthday.
Oh.
And Carla in Brazil says happy birthday.
Thank you, Carla.
Yeah. Good stuff here. Good stuff here. I tell you, we had a whole thing set up for you, Amanda. We go big time.
Babe.
That's it. We go big time in the Jim Master Show. And Marianne Lapinto says a happy birthday as well. So
she's my girlfriend. She's my main girl, Miss Marianne. Yes, she is.
Love coming from the audience. Love coming from me. My pleasure to sing you happy birthday. And let's go back in time a little bit, if we can. Growing up for you, you do come from a incredible family when it comes to entertainers and being in the industry. Your father, of course, a legend in the industry. Talk about some of those early influences for you growing up, Amanda, that led you and inspired you to do what you do so brilliantly today.
Well, it was one of those things I had no choice. I knew when I was 4 that this was what was going to happen. My father being in the movies, my mother was a drama teacher. Their favorite thing to do was language, word games, theatrical games. All of his friends who were actors from the studio would come over and they would all sit around late at night and play word games and do little radio dramas and stuff. And my parents, God bless them, always invited me in. I was like 4 in my pajamas, and they would invite me in to sit and watch and listen and occasionally participate. And I knew from the beginning that was what I was supposed to do. I didn't know I was going to be a songwriter. That came way late, but I knew that I was going to be an actress. And when my aunt finally bought me my first guitar and I discovered Judy Collins and Joan Baez, then I thought I was going to be a folk singer. But the songwriting was a hard left turn much later on in life. I thought I was going to be Liza Minnelli. What can I say? So my parents encouraged me, and I joined a children's theater in Hollywood. And my leading man in several of the plays was John Ritter. We were 9. He was good at 9. God bless him. Yeah. That's
amazing.
So I've been performing, open the refrigerator door and I will sing for you.
And what are they saying now? We got to be 6 feet away from each other, but we got to be 10 feet away from our refrigerators.
Make it in another room, please. Oh, I have no idea if I can fit into any of my concert clothes in case concerts come back.
Have you been craving all the foods from your childhood and everything else like everybody else, and the comfort foods and the...
Yes. Yeah. I've been craving the Mexican.
Yeah.
I've been, and sourdough toast.
Ooh.
I've spent the rest of my life eating nothing but sourdough toast. And
you've been cooking, right? So have you, there's some specialties that have sort of come out of all of this that you've been cooking up?
Oh, well, I can make you a nasty Black Russian cake, which is a cake with vodka and Kahlua as its primary ingredient. That I can do. And it's helpful because I can also drink the ingredients while I'm making the cake.
I was going to say, do you ship east at all, or?
Darling, we can talk after the show.
We'll talk after the
show. Yes, I'm learning how to cook. I'm also trying to learn how to become a little bit more vegetarian.
Yes.
I've been a meat girl my entire life. And my husband and I just said, aside from the emotional issues concerned with it, there's the health issues. So I signed up for a company that delivers once every couple of weeks a whole box full of your food, your ingredients, the instructions and everything. And I've been cooking vegetarian off and on, and I must say I'm really liking it. I don't think I'll ever become a purebred vegetarian, but there are days when I don't feel guilty when I'm eating dinner.
When you do. So you were mentioning again, of course, your father. Tell us about your father and his influence. Obviously, well-known veteran in the industry.
He's the first love of my life. Well, he'll always be the first love of my life. He was incredibly elegant. Think of the American version of David Niven.
Yeah.
Always wore a cravat, except when he wore pajamas.
Same name too, the David. Yeah.
They changed his name. The studio changed his name. His name was originally Andrew McBroom. And they said, that's not a movie star name. So they called him David Bruce. The same guy named him as named Rock Hudson and Tab Hunter.
Mm.
And I think that the agent's name was Henry Wilcox, I think. And my father used to quote Shakespeare around the house all the time. And he and my mother, because she had been an actress and a director, they would quote Shakespeare to each other, and they would record Noel Coward plays on this big old acetate burning thing that they had in the kitchen. So theatrical language was what I grew up on. And I'm a born show off anyway. I would have.
So what were some of those first steps? Were you performing in school plays and all the way up? And
I did anything that anybody wanted. I would, as long as it wasn't dancing. I'm not good at dancing, but I would sing anytime I was asked. I started with that children's theater called the North Hollywood Children's Playhouse. And that's where I met John Ritter and Tim Matheson and Linda Henning, whose daddy, Paul Henning, is the one who invented the Beverly Hillbillies. So we were a bunch of little industry babies. And then from there, well, I had a hard shift. When I was 14, I moved to Texas for 8 years because my mother became ill and so did my father. So I wound up living with my aunt all through high school and college, which was a really hard right turn. But at the time, Texas had one of the best school systems with an education in drama, speech, choir, orchestra. So I was able to get my chops up and acquire an accent at the same time, darling. So and that's where I got my first guitar and started singing folk songs. I would sing at any livestock show in front of any bunch of lambs or any big old cows. And that's how I wound up really singing in front of audiences.
And that's where I heard you also learned to be an expert rodeoer, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Just rope them in.
That's
rope them in.
I rope them in emotionally.
Right.
I leave the physical to somebody else.
Right. Exactly. Humor is, I always like to sprinkle in humor in everything I do a little bit and especially, I've always done, I get that from my father, the Irish side of the family, definitely. But this year, humor is really needed, isn't it?
It's the two things that there's three. We desperately need humor, and humor that is not cruel.
Right.
There's plenty of cruel humor running around. We need compassion, and we need compassion for those with whom we violently disagree, because we know that everybody's terrified. We all respond differently to fear.
Right.
And so, and we have to keep exercising our hope muscles.
Yes.
You can't let your hope muscles get flabby when we come up against such walls of confrontation. Mm-hmm. Trying to understand that we are all in the same boat. We're just paddling with different oars.
Exactly.
It's hard.
Hopefully in the right direction, coming together. And I hope, we've said this 1,000 times on this show and elsewhere, that I'm hoping we rise from the ashes of all this kinder, more empathetic. We listen to each other. We love one another more. We care about each other more and less divisive. I'm hoping that this pause that we've been forced to experience
exactly
in all these different areas of our life, from health to economic to societal changes to natural weather situations that have been happening lately, that all of it in this year is some sort of a wake-up call that maybe we need to pause and not just celebrate the buzz and the bling and all that other stuff, but celebrate each other. And the gardening. I mean, gardening is the number one hobby right now. Everybody's gardening. They're in nature. They're going to the ocean. They're doing things that they didn't have time to do before which can be quite beautiful, right, Amanda?
Well, it's a reminder of what's basically important. And it's not the size of your car.
Right.
It's important to have food in your refrigerator. It's important to be able to help other people. That's the one for me is, you know, we've become so separated through the screens, you know, the 21st century screens, and we've just become separated. It's as if this pandemic has started ripped the scab off and said, look at what needs to be healed. And hopefully we can find enough compassion in our hearts and enough courage in our hearts to pay it forward, pay kindness forward, pay generosity forward.
Very important, very important. As you were going, beautifully said too, Amanda, as you were so up and coming with the support of loving family, what were some of those early breaks for you in your career that really were putting you on that path in the direction you wanted to head?
I had mentors. I had special teachers. We all have 2 or 3 teachers that we hold in our heart. And I had a drama teacher when I was in high school in Texas who convinced me that I could do anything I wanted to do. And I had a choreographer when I was in college at the University of Texas who the one thing she taught me more than anything was don't be afraid to fall on your face. As John Goodman says, if you fall on your face, at least you're moving forward. And she taught me not to be afraid to make mistakes and taught me not to be afraid to take chances. When I first wrote my first musical, Heartbeats, and we were about to do the first workshop up at the University of Texas, which is where I went to college, I was totally terrified. And a girlfriend of mine said, "Is this the scariest thing that you have ever done in your life?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "Well, then you got to do it because then you won't be scared of it anymore." And she was right. She was right. So I've had mentors. I went to the Oregon Shakespeare Festival because of that choreographer friend of mine which brought me into the world of professional Shakespeare. And then she took me to the theater in San Francisco. I was on a break between shows, and I went down to the Marines Memorial Theater in San Francisco and saw a musical called Jacques Brel is Alive and Well and Living in Paris. And it changed my life forever.
How did it do that? How did it change it?
Well, the music, I'd never heard of Jacques Brel, did not know about him. He's one of the most famous singer-songwriters in Paris. But it was a whole other kind of music. It was angry and sexy and smart and mature. And it was every song was a monologue and an acting monologue. And I went, I can write like that. Right. Because I was writing as a hobby, not professionally. I was writing songs for myself that, like little 3-minute 1-act plays for myself. And I said, he can do that. I can do that. And then, of course, the leading man walked out on stage and started to sing and devoured my heart and wound up being my husband. And because of him, I got to be in the show. I got to be in the show with him and traveled the world doing Jacques Brel and learned how to become a cabaret performer.
So those inspirations of him really stuck with you. And what were some of the things that he showed you that you picked up from him?
Well, the most important thing he said was stand still and tell the truth. He said, don't do this. Don't move around. That's not necessary. Let other people do the jazz hands. Just stand still and tell the story. And that's something that and he also taught me how to breathe because I sang without breathing. And so I learned to breathe from him.
You weren't doing the diaphragm, you were doing more.
Exactly. And he taught me how to sing without frying my chords. But mostly he taught me how to tell the truth. And that also moved itself into my songwriting because if you tell the truth in a song, people will accept it. It'll sink in, Not that there's anything wrong with splish splash, I'm taking a bath,
Well, of course. But what do you think it is about your songs that really have resonated with people for such a long time, Amanda? Is it the truth? Is it the honesty? Is it that authenticity that speaks to people first, would you say, generally?
I think so. Yeah, and it's not like I ever wrote a song ever saying, I want this to be, as you were saying earlier, $1 million seller, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's not that at all. It was, this is a story I have to tell. This is it would be maybe a woman that I read about in the paper and say, oh, this woman needs a song, or something deep in my heart that I need to tell just about myself, very personal. And I discovered the more personal and the more specific I wrote, the more people could identify with it. And people would come up and say, that's exactly the way I'm feeling. And I would say, I had no idea. When I wrote that, there's a song that I wrote about my father called Errol Flynn, which is about being the daughter of a movie star.
Which we have a clip of too. You singing.
But the thing that surprised, I thought nobody will really, they'll think, oh, this is a pretty song. But everybody could identify with it because they could apply it to their own dads.
Yeah.
Which blew my mind. I had no idea. No idea. So I seem to be a balladeer.
You are. Matter of fact, that's a beautiful segue to that song. Why don't we go right to that and we can come back and talk about it. Set that up again a little bit for us. That you wrote this as a tribute to your father?
I wrote this with a lovely man named Gordon Hunt, brilliant director. It's one of the few times I've set somebody else's lyric to music. He and I had dinner together, and up on the wall in his house was a poster of a movie that my father was in with Errol Flynn.
Yeah.
I forget, my dad's in that movie. And he said, which one is he? I said, that's David Bruce. He said, oh, I know who your dad is. And we started talking. And a few days later in the mail, I got a letter with a poem. And he said, I hope you don't mind, but this came to me after you left. And I looked at the poem and I said, this is the song I've been wanting to write for my father for years. So I expanded it and I turned it into a song from a poem, and I'm forever grateful to him because he kicked me in the literary ass, and I wound up writing this song, which has become one of, I'd say, the most important songs in my pantheon, I guess.
I love that word, pantheon. I love it. Write that down, folks. Tonight's word is pantheon.
Pantheon.
Here it is, Errol Flynn with the extraordinary Amanda McBroom. Here we go.
In a hall, there's a poster held up by 2 nails and a pin. It's my daddy, the actor, about to die with his boots on. He's the man standing up there beside Errol Flynn. He got 3rd or 4th billing at the end of each picture. Well, that don't mean much, he would say with a grin, but he'd hold my hand tight as he pointed his name out. Only 4 or 5 names down below Errol Flynn. Now fame, it is fleeting, and stars, they keep falling, and staying right up there, that's the business of art. And luck kisses some, and she passes by others. Disappointment and bourbon are hard on the heart. Now the women and beers and the years with old Errol, they took their toll and took me from his side. He kissed me goodbye at the old Union Station. That's the last time I saw him, the last time I cried. Now I'm sitting alone in a house in Reseda, watching the late show as the moonlight shines in. And up on the screen, well, here comes my daddy. It's a sad, funny feeling. Now I'm older than him. You daddies and daughters, you You sons and you mothers, remember life's over before it begins. So love one another and stand close together, as close as my dad did to old
Spectacular. That is beautiful, very moving, very touching. And I'm sure every time you hear it, it sort of gives you a little tingle as well, doesn't it, Amanda?
Yes, it does. And I'm thrilled when I hear other people sing it. That means the world to me.
Did your father hear it?
No. My father never knew that I was a songwriter. He heard me sing from time to time.
Right.
But my songwriting happened. I lost him early. So neither of my parents had any idea. Well, hopefully they know. Hopefully they do.
Absolutely. They're there guiding, and I'm a big believer in that. Absolutely. So,
You still your folks, Jim?
Yes. Yeah. We're fortunate. Yeah. Down in Florida, they sold the house in New York after many years and built a home in Florida. So they're there. But with all of this, with the travel and everything, I've had the Mother's Day, the Father's Day, the birthdays, the Easter, the St. Patrick's Day, the this, the that, the 4th of July, and can't see anybody.
No.
Can't see.
It's when you hate to say it, but God bless Zoom.
Zoom and all these other opportunities. Exactly right. Could you imagine if none of this opportunity existed? That's right. One of the reasons why I, even though I do this work professionally in television radio, one of the reasons why I created this entertainment lifestyle talk show series is to connect with people and to keep, light, levity, and love going. And we do it every night of the week. And
I can't believe you do it every night.
It's something. It's like a Broadway show, right?
Oh my God.
Well, there's that face from Home Alone. So, are people ever surprised because of your brilliance and your elegance? Are surprised by the wit and quick humor that you have? Which I love that. I have that too. So I identify it right away. You've got it.
Well, that's one of the blessings of, aside from the fact that my parents were both funny, when moving to Texas women are the funniest women on the planet because that's how they survive Texas men. And I learned a lot about funny from them. I love making people laugh. It's hugely important to me. And so usually I have written a lot of funny songs with Michelle Browerman. I've written really funny songs, but yeah, I think people are surprised.
And that's a great thing, that you surprise them. Everybody's still commenting about the song, Your Dad Knows, very touching, sensational, as well as touching. How sweet to sing to your dad with such a beautiful voice. Willie in the Netherlands giving lots of claps. Lovely, absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
Really touching a lot of people here. So elegant. Your voice, beautiful song for your daddy. To the heart. Very beautiful, 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 absolutely beautiful. That's the theme. That's absolutely the theme.
I'm thrilled. That's
Barbara,
wonderful.
my favorite, Amanda.
There's Liam. That's Barbara's husband. Hi, Billiam.
Right. He made an appearance on the show. Yeah.
I'm so glad. He's wonderful. Billiam is a wonderful person. Great actor.
Pamela Perkle says your song was absolutely beautiful. It really touched me. Christopher Joseph in Ohio, light, levity, absolutely. Thanks for sharing with your life story with us. A beautiful song, of course. One of the songs that people think of a lot of times, probably even first, is The Rose. Yeah. And I'm sure you've been asked 40 million times about The Rose, which is an extraordinary song. It's just one of those songs when you hear it, it sort of stops time and you just stop what you're doing. It just has one of those long-lasting effects on you, like certain music and certain melodies and certain songs do. And you were driving in the car on the freeway. Tell us about how the germ of this amazing song developed while you're riding along in your car back in the 70s, early 70s.
This would be the middle 70s, I guess. Yeah. And songwriting was only a hobby with me. Michelle and I had started writing together in 74, and she was encouraging me to write more. So, but I was not performing any of my stuff really for anybody. And I was driving down the freeway one day. Sidebar: there's a wonderful writer named Tom Snow who's written a bunch of huge hit pop ballads. And we were talking, and he said, the place I get my most inspiration is in the car driving, because your conscious brain, which is the judge, is too busy keeping you alive to criticize your subconscious creative brain, which is making art. So it's a good thing to drive and think of songs. So that being said, I was driving down the freeway and a song came on the radio, which had been written by a wonderful writer named Danny O'Keefe. It was called Magdalena. And one of the lines in it was, "Your love is like a razor. My heart is just a scar." And I thought, oh, that's the sexiest line I have ever heard. And then I thought, well, I don't think love is a scar. What do I think love is? And I had the strangest sensation. Literally, it felt like somebody took fingers and pried the two parts of my skull apart, and words just started pouring into my head. And this is in the days before cell phones. This is in the days before any kind of recording. So I just kept repeating these words over and over as I was driving home. And I drove in the driveway and I ran in the house and I ran past my husband who was watching television. Don't talk to me. And I sat down at the piano and I picked up a pencil, and 15 minutes later, there it was.
Just like that noise that went off. It was like a bell. Ding, I got it.
Exactly. And then when I was finished, I called George, my husband, in, and I said, I don't know what this is. And I played it for him, and he said, you just wrote a standard. And I said, don't be silly. Nobody is ever going to hear this song except maybe drunk at a Christmas party or something. And he said, no. Mark my words, something is going to happen to this song. And he was right.
When you wrote it, what were you thinking? What was the inspiration? What was it that you were thinking as you were writing? Were you thinking of a scenario, a person, people, a time in your life? What was sort of the inspiration?
I wasn't thinking anything.
Wow.
I was a complete blank. Literally, I said, I have a couple of songs like this where I say, I was the window that happened to be open when this wanted to come through.
You were the conduit, the facilitator, whatever that energy was. Right.
I take no responsibility for it. It was sent through me.
And those are some of the most beautiful results. The results of things like that, when it's artistic or whatever it may be, is when it's flowing through you and you're just like doing it and you're like, my God, how is this even happening? And then you get this wonderful result.
Yeah, Anne Hampton Callaway would say you're connecting with your higher self.
Yes.
God bless her. She's one of the most inspirational writers I know. She really got her toe stuck in God's socket.
And unbelievable. I said she and Wayne Brady should get together. Can you imagine the way that they can just in split second, you say milk, and they got a whole scenario just wrapped around milk.
Yeah. She's so fast.
So you pen that song. And what happens from there? You just immediately get it to,
No.
How did it work?
It sat on a shelf for a while. I sent it for a few friends here and there. And then Michelle Browerman, Magdalena, sung by, that wasn't Mickey Dolan. I'm looking at the screen. It was Leo Sayer. But Michelle Browerman, once again, she and her writing partner at the time, Karen, she called me up and she said, listen, there's this movie called The Rose coming out, and they're looking for outsource submissions which means they didn't hire a writer to write all the songs for the film. They were looking for a bunch of different writers because it was supposed to be a bunch of different rock and roll songs.
So when you wrote it, did it have the title The Rose, or was just it did?
Yeah,
wow.
It did. Yeah. And the irony to that is the movie was originally called The Pearl because that was Janis Joplin's nickname, but her family would not let them use that name. So they wrote The Rose. So anyway, Michelle said, you got this song called The Rose. I said, here, take my cheesy little cassette and do something with it. I don't know. Because she was a professional, you know. And so she took the cassette and she and Karen gave it to the people and it got in the film.
Oh my God.
And then everybody says, oh, you're a songwriter. And I keep saying, no, I'm not. I'm an actress. I'm doing TV. I'm doing commercials. I'm doing musicals. I'm an actress. And my husband said to me, honey, don't you think it's time to take responsibility for what's paying the mortgage at the moment? Okay. I guess I'm a songwriter.
It was great that you had him around.
Oh,
he was really a great guide and sensible and sort of even keeled with it. Okay, this is what we need to do. There's all this craziness and energy, but here's how we need to approach it, which is
not threatened by the success of the song.
Which again is a huge thing. So, were you threatened by the success of the song when that song?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, and everybody's saying, okay, so when's the next rose? I said, excuse me, when's the next train? I'm out of here. I had no idea what was going to happen. And I just kept writing. And Michelle and I just kept writing. And what happened, you're talking about things that changed my life. The guy who played the piano on the track that Bet sang The Rose on was a fellow named Lincoln Mayorga, a brilliant pianist who owned a direct-to-disc audiophile label called Sheffield Lab. And they couldn't figure out whether Bet should sing it or I should sing it. Thank you, Jesus. They decided that Bet should sing it. And I sang harmonies. So I was in the session where Lincoln was, and I was singing some high background harmonies. And Lincoln said, I want to record you. And it had been a dream of all my life to make a record. And I just didn't think it was ever going to be anything that would happen to me. And he said, come here. And we were on the MGM soundstage. And he walked over to he said, see that piece of wood? And I said, yeah. I said, that's where Fred Astaire and Judy Garland tap danced. That's where you're going to stand and sing, surrounded by an orchestra. And we're going to do The Rose. And then we're going to do a bunch of other songs. And I just said, okay, whatever you say. And that's how my recording career started.
Wow. Because you had been acting first, like you said, the acting and television and all kinds of different. Tell us about some of that too, some of the incredible acting opportunities that you had along the way in television and film and more stage.
Well, television was great. I had one series. I was a regular on Jack Lord's on Hawaii Five-0 for a minute and a half. For about 8 months until he decided I was too popular with the rest of the cast. So I got replayed. But I did episodic on MASH. I got to meet Gwen Verdon. I did a 3-part MASH with Gwen Verdon, and I got to do Taxi and a lot of things from that one era, Heart to Heart, that one era when TV was a really happening thing. And then I became not so hot, as careers come and go. But by then the music thing was starting to take over. So I guess I'm turning left and going into the land of music.
Good thing that, you sort of honed skills in both areas. So you had that.
Hey, anybody wants an Eddie Mame, I'm here. I will not say no to a role stage.
That's it. So the Rose movie comes out. Phenomenal hit. The song is being played everywhere, becomes an American, standard, a treasure. It's always whenever you hear it, even today, it's still very meaningful. It's still incredible. And it really, for Bette Midler, what it did was extraordinary too. The movie, the song, huh?
Absolutely. Well, my husband, my fountain, I will stop quoting my husband, but at one point I said, I have two friends. Jeff Silbar, who wrote Wind Beneath My Wings,
Yeah.
and Julie Gold, who wrote From a Distance, which are, and that's huge hits. And I said, aren't we lucky that we're all members of the Bette Midler Changed My Life fan club? And my husband said, no. Bette Midler is a member of the Amanda McBroom, Jeff Silbar, and Julie Gold song. She's so lucky to have found you. And I said, well, then it's a wash. It's a mitzvah.
Yeah. And just to think, you could have kept it shelved. You could have just continued, what you were doing with acting and other things. And he just had that impetus to say, you know what, this seems right. It seems, let me toss it out to them and see what they say as far as the movie. And did they change the name, or did they come up with the Rose based on the song?
No, the song had nothing to do with the film, except it had the same name.
Same name.
They were originally going to use Let Me Call You Sweetheart.
Really?
She was going to sing Let Me Call You Sweetheart as she died in the phone booth.
Yeah.
And the music supervisor said, check this song out. And ironically, his name was Paul Rothschild, and he had been Janice's MD for a while. And he said, I think you should pay attention to the song. And that's...
So you got a third thing you can go into based on Carla in Brazil. If this singing and acting thing doesn't work out, you can go into comedy.
We're in Portuguese. Ain't gonna happen.
Amanda is talented for sure, but her sense of humor is awesome. Loving this talk show. Wonderful story. June Rachelson Ospa, dear friend, she's a lyricist in New York. She's here loving it as well. And speaking of the Rose, we happen to have that here as well with you. Yeah. Where does that rank for you in your whole scenario of everything you've done? Is that the pinnacle for you, or are there other things that rival that as well from your perspective? I mean, the world will tell you what they think, but for you, is the Rose the golden crown for you in your, or have you not created that for you yet?
The Rose changed my life forever. The Rose was a total miracle.
That's why you're holding your heart right now.
Yeah. When you were asking about that, something that I've always wanted to do is be able to offer comfort.
Yeah.
And short story, Michelle and I are doing a gig in Hollywood. I always close my show with the Rose, and this rather fragile looking young man who looked like he needed a really good meal walked up to me afterwards and pulled this old funky wallet out of his pocket and pulled this really tattered piece of paper out of his wallet and unfolded it, and it was the lyrics to the song, and he said, "This got me out of a mental institution." Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, then my job here, it's not done, but I accomplished something.
I've made an impact.
Yeah. I have other songs that are as beautiful, a couple that are as powerful, but the Rose will be forever, emblazoned in my heart. And people always think, do you get tired of singing it? No, never.
No, a song like that? No, absolutely not. It's too rich. It's too deep. It's too powerful. It's too long lasting. And I can't think of a better introduction than that to you performing the Rose right now for our audience. So here's Amanda McBroom doing her thing with the Rose. A Rose performing the Rose. Here we go.
Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger and endless aching need. I say love, it is a flower, and you is the seed that with the sun's love in the spring becomes the
Such a wonderful song as well of hope. There's a lot of hope in there, which I think is something we all need to hear now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
As far as how it just, the spring and turns into the rose. It's a real song of hope, of empathy. And when you sing it very powerfully too. And how do you feel when you sing it? It must just be.
I love to sing it.
Yeah.
And I try these days more and more to encourage people to sing with me. And it's thrilling to get a room full of people singing. It always blows my mind that people know it. I mean, that's just, beside the point. All over the world, they seem to know it. But when you get a room full of people singing it, there's nothing, it feels like this big sort of whirlwind of light, It's
like
wonderful.
An anthem or something.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah. It's got that feeling. So did you do the lyrics and the composing? You did it both. Wow. Because I've even heard that song done instrumentally by some of the great orchestras over the years. The Henry Mancini's and the Percy Faiths and all the different ones. And even as a melody, even though the words are spectacular, the melody itself, just when you hear it, is phenomenally beautiful and touching.
Well, it's so simple. It doesn't have a hook. It doesn't have a bridge. It's just this little hymn, but it seems to be, it seems to work orchestrally too, which is fantastic.
And the pacing of it as well. It's really, and it has the high points, and then it comes down a little, and then it builds up a little, and then it comes down a little. It's like regulated so beautifully,
You should hear the German pedal steel version.
Right. However it translates, right? However it translates.
Yeah. You can do whatever you want with it, just don't change the words.
Just
I got a letter, or was it an email? It could be before the days of email, from a plastic surgeon who asked if he could modify the lyric, because he wanted to say, some say the eyes, they are the mirror of the soul. Some say, I say it is the nose. And I wrote him back and said, thank you very much, but no.
He bit his nose off to spite himself. That's it. And don't add a dun-dun-dun at the end of it either. Please no. Here is a phenomenal segue. We're going to take you from the spectacular The Rose, which Amanda created for the enjoyment of the world and for all of us, and a lot of people commenting about how it's touched them throughout their life, that beautiful song that you penned. But then there's also you on Star Trek.
Oh, no. Yes, that would be
amazing. You look fantastic there. What was the role? Do you remember?
Oh, I got to play Patrick Stewart's girlfriend.
That's not too shabby.
I was the Judge Adjutant General of the universe. It was fun.
Star Trek. That's amazing. Here's another with him, I believe. Yeah.
Yes. That was one of the great thrills of my life. He's an incredibly lovely, incredibly sexy, incredibly talented man who in his heart of hearts wants to be a country western singer.
Does he really?
Oh yeah, we used to talk about our favorite country western songs between takes.
That is interesting. So there she is in Star Trek, and we even have, look at that.
Oh, I'm a baseball card. Woohoo!
Yeah, because you've made it big when you become a baseball card.
Exactly.
The limited edition card has been personally signed by Amanda McBroom.
There you go.
That's, I tell you, you have reached all facets of society in so many different ways that I think people don't even realize. And then, of course, there's some amazing people you've had an opportunity to work with, to know. Barbara Cook.
Oh, Barbara. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
What
love
was the
Barbara.
relationship with her in terms of?
She sang one of a song of mine called "Ship in a Bottle," and I think she also sang "Dreaming," and she liked my songs. So I got to perform with her. That's from a big concert we did in San Francisco. I think it was an AIDS benefit, and she was been lovely to me for all her life. So I'm very grateful to her.
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful shot. A lot of happiness in that, and a lot of love in that shot. This one too.
Oh. Well, there's the brilliant John Bacchino, the brilliant Joel Silberman, the ridiculous Stephen Schwartz, and my other mentor in life, that's Portia Nelson. And Portia is the other one who said, you must not stop writing. You must keep writing. She really was pushy with me to keep writing songs. She said, you're a good songwriter, don't stop. I love her.
Absolutely. And I've seen her in so many different things too over the years. And John was a guest on the show a couple of weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago as well. Genius
man, John.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I took full responsibility for the fact he wouldn't let anybody else sing his songs. When he was younger, he guarded his babies. And I said, John, you must let your babies out of the closet. So I sent one of his songs to Judy Collins and one of his songs to Barbara Cook, and started him with other people singing his songs. I take full responsibility.
That you heard it here first, folks, on the Jim Masters Show Live. And how about this one here?
That's my baby.
Yeah, that's a beautiful. He's your rose and you're his rose.
Indeed. We've done a lot of concerts together. He has one of the greatest Broadway baritone voices on the planet. And we did a lot of concerts together, and that's us doing a bit, I think.
I like that, a bit. Karen Mason, who was on our show just a couple weeks ago, she's wonderful too.
Wow, best set of pipes on the planet.
Yeah. It's amazing when you get a chance to work with such great people and become, lifelong friends as well.
Yeah.
It's another great shot.
There's Michelle and the Queen of the Angels, Julie Wilson. Oh my God. What an angel she was. What an incredible lesson in the art of cabaret performance. I learned every time I watched her.
That's a beautiful thing when you absorb, the wisdom and talent and technique of other people as well. It's very important to do that. A lot of people get stuck in their own thing and they won't pay attention to anything that's going on around them. And that could be a mistake. Sometimes there's little elements that you can, make your own, not copy, but make your own by looking at some of the veterans and, the seasoned people.
If you don't learn from the veterans, shame on you.
Exactly right.
We get so comfy in our little worlds, and then you have to pay attention to those. It's always great to work with people who are better than you are, and to certainly go watch people who are better than you are, because there's so much you can steal.
And Milton Berle and Henny Youngman knew that.
Indeed, they did.
With the jokes. I had an opportunity to meet her several occasions as well. The lovely Jane Powell.
Oh, yes. What a lovely woman.
Absolutely. What are the two of you saying to each other right there?
I have no idea. You want to go get a martini? That could be it.
Could be it. And she looks like she's saying, oh my God, I've been waiting a week for somebody to ask that. Great shot there.
Oh yes, I think that was on that was one of the Carnegie Hall, the town hall. I think, yeah, that's one of the cabaret convention nights, I think. Yeah.
So these are some of the other cabaret performers that are surrounding you there?
Exactly.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice. And Liza.
Oh, Marianne Lopinto, God bless you, Marianne. She caught moments that I never even realized were still in the files. Look at
Yes.
can you see the hair? Can we just talk about the hair? Oh my God.
Yes.
What a wonderful, wonderful woman she was. So warm and kind to me.
And we thank Marianne Lopinto. She provided us these photos and videos for this evening's broadcast. So we appreciate that as we were gathering them throughout the week for tonight's broadcast. That is a very classic picture. There's another great one.
Oh, wow. Well, now that's me acting. That was with me with Tony Musante at the Old Globe in San Diego doing Taming of the Shrew.
Very nice. Very nice.
And well, there's Michelle, the divine Karen Akers, me and my honey.
Really nice. This is a great shot of you too. Some of your PR photos are really beautiful. That's a stunning.
Darling, that's called that's my profile.
I mean, you look porcelain. I mean, it's amazing, like a porcelain doll.
That was good lighting, I have to say.
Lighting is everything. Never go into a scenario on set where you're not nice to the makeup artist, the lighting person, or the editor.
You just took me back to my father. That's what he would always tell me whenever I was going on the set. He would say, be nice to the gaffer, be nice to the lighting guy, be really nice to the lighting guy and the sound guy. So absolutely.
My father has always said, whenever anybody pays you a compliment, he would say, please put that in writing and address it management. That's that Irish humor.
What did your dad do?
Actually, he was in management and sales in New York for years and years. At one time, years ago, he had worked for S. Klein's. Do you remember S. Klein's? They were big. Yeah, he worked in management for them for years. So he was in sales, which for his personality coming from New York, the Irish to New York, the comedy, liking people, working with people, making people feel good, perfect for him. If not in performance, sales, which is performance, was ideal. Absolutely ideal. Yeah.
Come by it honestly.
Right. Exactly. Exactly right. And this is another great shot here too.
Oh, well, yeah. There's a wonderful woman named another Marianne that I love. Marianne Halpin is a photographer out here in LA, and she knows about lighting.
She really does.
Yeah.
Really, really does. And color and everything. Another great one here too.
Oh my gosh, you got the whole thing going.
Is that the same outfit tonight? And this is the picture?
Yes, it is. Well, I wanted to dress up for you.
Terrific.
This is the most comfortable thing I have.
Yeah.
Don't ask what I have on below the navel, okay?
That was going to be my next question. Well, how about this? We'll make a deal. You don't ask if I don't ask. If I don't ask, you don't. We won't ask each other. Who knows? We could be, barefoot.
No, I don't think we could.
We could be barefoot. There's another wonderful song here that I want to share, which, of course, Send in the Clowns.
Ah.
Tell us about that performance.
I had done night music. I loved that song. And Michelle and I were sitting around one night and she just started noodling and she said, let's sing this. And she created this beautiful arrangement. And I said, oh, honey, let's perform this. So I think the first time I performed it in New York was the last time I was at Birdland.
Mm. And was this was after Judy Collins doing it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's a phenomenal song. One of my favorites as well.
It's another one of those achingly, hauntingly beautiful numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, everybody. We have more wonderful entertainment from the incredible Amanda McBroom. It's time to send in the clowns.
Oh, no.
Timing is everything, right? Timing is everything. We're sending in Jimmy.
Dear God.
the Home Alone face again. Here we go. Straighten our tie. Send in the clowns with Amanda McBroom. Here we go. Enjoy.
Isn't it rich? Are we a pair? Me here at last on the ground, you in midair. Send in the clowns. Isn't it bliss? Don't you approve? One who keeps tearing around, one who can't move. Where are the clowns? Send in the clowns. Just when I stopped opening doors, finally knowing the one that I wanted was yours, making my entrance again with my usual flair, sure of my lines, no one is there. Don't you love farce? My fault, my fear. I thought that you'd want what I want. Sorry, my dear. Where are the clowns? Quick, send in the clowns. Don't bother, they're here. What a surprise! Who could foresee I'd come to feel about you as you felt about me? Why only now, when I see that you're drifting away? What a surprise! What a cliché. Isn't it rich? Isn't it queer? Losing my timing this late in my career. And where are the clowns? There ought to be clowns. Well, maybe next year.
That's one that really, gets in the throat, doesn't it? It really.
That's a yummy, yummy piece of material.
Yeah. But your range is amazing because when I mentioned in the introduction, the variety of work that you've done, even for animation and so much more, the scope and breadth of your ability and your technique and your talent is extraordinary, Amanda.
Thank you.
it
I don't.
Yeah. Facilitating all that energy. What are some of the things that, when you look at your career, of course, the Rose, and what are some of those other standouts that really are near and dear to your heart in the work that you've done?
Well, let's see. Several theatrical joys. I did a production of Sweeney Todd. I did Mrs. Lovett in an unbelievable production of Sweeney Todd, and that's one of my favorite things in life. And anytime I get a chance to do Auntie Mame, which is who I want to be when I grow up, that's a joy. I remember when I was younger thinking, oh, Jerry Herman, everybody, I was a Stephen Sondheim fanatic. I love Stephen Sondheim. And then I got a chance to do a Jerry Herman show and went, oh, now I get the genius of Jerry Herman. Everybody can walk out of Mame or Hello, Dolly singing the songs. Not everybody can walk out of Sweeney Todd or Pacific Overtures singing the songs. It's two different kinds of genius. So I've loved doing great musical theater. That makes me very, very happy. And I don't know, that at the moment, that's what comes to mind.
When you look at things for the future that you have yet to do, that you haven't tackled yet, or you'd like to do more of, what are some of those things that you sort of have, on your to-do list that you'd like to do when we are able to get back out there and show our stuff again?
Well, God bless you for your optimism. I would very much like to, I love writing musicals. And Michelle and I have written a beautiful musical called Dangerous Beauty, which I really want to get revived. It was done here in Los Angeles, and we need to revive that. We're writing another musical. I love that. I love the creation of an entity with a big old story to tell. And I just want to keep on singing wherever anybody wants me to sing. Yeah. And I love singing. I've done several concerts with Ann Hampton Callaway. Love the idea of doing more work with her. Not in my pajamas in my bedroom, though. Thank you very much. But I want to keep singing. So I hope that the venues will open so I can do that. And I love the continuing writing songs for children, animation, songs that are not love songs. They're songs about mud and songs about having a good time. And I love the fact that kids know my songs. Right. I took my dog down to the veterinarian the other day to get it a checkup, and we were just talking, and the little girl she said, so what do you do? I said, Songwriter. We started talking. And I said, and I wrote some songs for Land Before Time. And she said, did you write Big, 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 Big Water? And I said, yes, I did. She went, oh, that was my favorite song when I was 4. And I said, yeah.
See?
That's what you need to hear.
That is, once you've reached the kids, then you've reached them all, really. Yeah, exactly. Touching the heart of a child.
Exactly. Yeah. Driving their parents crazy. Yes, absolutely.
That's I remember that, with my affiliation with public television, people always said that about the Barney song. I love you because you love me, because the kids would play it over and over and over and over and over, and they loved it, and they loved Barney. But the parents themselves were like, okay, that's number 99. We've heard it, I think, in a row. But the kids,
yes.
Yeah, but the kids love it.
All right, what song did you play when you were in high school, maybe? Over and over and over. Who did you listen to over and over and over and over?
That's true. Yeah, you mean as far as
who did you listen to?
We did play Dancing Queen over and over a lot.
There you go. Absolutely.
Rhythm and a lot of jazz too. And I know you love jazz, right?
I do.
Yeah, a lot of jazz. A lot of jazz was played, but. Yeah, I would say there was a mixture back then of disco and rock were sort of competing with each other in school. Though I was always listening to the music, the records that my father had in the stereo. Yeah. So I listened to Percy Faith and Henry Mancini and a lot of the Burt Kaempfert, a lot of those. Yeah, I have a real affinity for all of that music because I heard a lot of that as a child. Shirley Bassey, some of these, yeah. So I heard that early on, so I developed a real affinity. So while some of that other stuff was popular in high school, and I'd hear it at like a school dance or whatever play, I was going home and whipping out all that other stuff.
Oh yeah,
listening to the real good, the good stuff, and
yeah.
that's always just stuck with me. And I actually have a climate controlled storage bin that we pay monthly for, filled with all kinds of music. A lot of it is that kind of music. Some is jazz, instrumental, vocal, choral groups. I mean, even the Ray Conniff singers and Johnny Mann and all of those. And they're in there in sealed LPs, reel-to-reel tapes, cassettes. I mean, thousands of them that I've collected over the years of all of this great music, because music has been something I've always been, attuned to. I played violin in school, do guitar now. But so, yeah, how about you? Do you have a wide variety of music you like to listen to as well? Or is there certain kinds that is it your flavor?
I'm predominantly a lyric whore.
Yeah.
I love a great lyric, and it can go anywhere from Sammy Kahn to the Eagles, to Warren Zevon, to the new one. Have you heard the new Taylor Swift?
Yes.
Wow. Returning to her artistic roots.
The roots, right.
That book can write. It goes, and then of course all of the albums that my mother brought home, with all of the Oklahoma, Carousel, My Fair Lady, West Side Story, and then of course there's always Hamilton. An astounding thing is Hamilton.
And then you also work with Barry Manilow, right?
Yeah.
Barry Manilow. There's another song maven. And then you have people like Barry Manilow and Neil Diamond and some of these from the 70s, 80s that just really had prolific careers as far as songwriters and performers as well. You even had something with Kurt Cobain, just to show your range.
Well, Kurt Cobain did The Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so bless his sweetheart. And so did Eminem. So I can say, I've had everybody from Judy Collins to Eminem, and I'm thrilled at the thought.
Is that not amazing? Are you ever surprised? Do you ever sort of pinch yourself by some of this?
Always. Totally. Wow. Yeah.
So it doesn't, so it does surprise you then you still get surprised by it all.
Yeah. And Warner Chappell handles The Rose. So I never know until somebody says, hey, did you know that this is going on? That no, I did not know that Eminem was going to do that. No, far out. Yay. Whatever. This is great.
Merlin brought up Engelbert Humperdinck. He's still going. He's still doing his thing, right?
Great voice. But of that era, the guy with the voice still is Tom Jones.
Tom Jones, yeah.
Oh, God. What a great performer.
Didn't they used to throw things up on the stage at him? Not roses, not the rose.
Something on the stage. Yes, we took her to the Hollywood Bowl to see him, and she did throw something on the stage.
And had a ball doing it, right? And had a ball doing it.
Oh, yeah.
That is funny. Carousel, too, of course, is another.
Oh,
right.
Carousel. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs to sing, maybe ever. Yeah, because it's the exact 180 degrees from The Rose.
Right. Right.
If The Rose is hope, Carousel is fury.
Yeah, that's so. When you look at all of this is really extraordinary, and you're inspiring so many others up and coming. Do you get a chance to do that? Those who are looking to go into the field of composition and lyricism and just being a lyricist.
I teach master classes in performance, and I've taught a few master classes in songwriting, and I want to do more because anybody should write a song. It doesn't matter whether you can sing. It doesn't matter if music is your vocation, whatever. Everybody should try to write a song. Take their feelings, put them on paper, and put the simplest melody possible, hello the rose, to it, because that's how you get to express. I started writing songs as letters to people that I would never send. And it was just really serious. I just kept them in the drawer, but they were letters that rhymed, that I sent to my mom, that I sent to a couple of old boyfriends, blah, blah, blah. And that was the ticket that started me. But everybody should write a song, or at least poetry, because everybody has that in their heart.
I was just about to say, it's like being a poet. It's a storyteller and a poet in so many ways merging together. And that's a brilliant comment there, that you started out by making these sort of letters that you didn't send, and then they sort of get expanded further into songwriting. Do you have a preference, if you look at everything in terms of the acting, the songwriting, the performer that you are as well, Amanda, is there any one that stands out? Is the songwriting the top for you, or is it a little of everything?
I'm always astounded when a good song comes out, and it doesn't always happen. There's a lot of really unattractive children in the drawer, although there's always a line in one of them that I can steal and put in something else. Singing for people is my highest joy.
So performing is, and then the songwriting would be next before the acting?
Yeah. Well, when I'm singing, I'm acting.
Yes.
Every song is a 3-minute monologue.
Right.
So I'm acting when I'm singing. So they're not separated from each other.
When you look at all of this, could you have ever expected that it turned out this way for you, in such a beautiful way, where you impact so many lives and you're so respected in the industry? You didn't necessarily set out to have all of the adulation and the accolades. It
totally blows my mind.
You're very humble about it, which is a beautiful thing. And
it's a surprise. It's just a surprise. Probably if I was a little bit more aggressive, who knows where I would be. But I'm so happy where I am. I'm so happy with what I'm doing. I'm so happy to be talking to you right now.
Exactly.
I'm so happy that the machinery works, so I could talk to you right now.
you need to write a song with some of the lyrics that you were saying earlier. Could you imagine? I don't know what station would be able to air it, but
gangsta, honey.
Gangsta.
The gangsta granny, that's me.
Yes. Don't give her anything technical, because then the broom comes out. Not the MCBROOM.
Which part? Which absolutely comes out.
Really beautiful comments coming in here too. Brilliant. And I've so enjoyed listening to your amazing life story. But this one here stood out for me. And again, music does do this, especially some of the incredible things that you've written. A healer.
That's my friend Marie. I had no idea. Marie, I love you too, Marie. I miss you. Bless her, sweetheart. She's a friend. I had no idea she listened to you. I'm thrilled.
Yeah, she's here. Yeah, we have people from everywhere. And how are you keeping your spirits up? Not having the ability to perform, not having the ability to interact. For all of us, especially anybody who's a people person and who feeds, I feed off the energy of other people, and then I give it back tenfold.
It was such a challenge. My husband and I went to an outdoor concert in our cars the other day. They're doing a series of them here in Ventura, and they have this big 4-sided stage set up in the middle of a parking lot of the fairgrounds. And you drive in, and you're masked, and you bring your wine and your popcorn and whatever, and you park, and the music comes in through your radio. And the music's very good. It comes in through an FM channel. And it was really great to see people on stage performing, but you can't clap for them because they can't hear. So, people are honking, and there's this, it must be so surreal for them, because they don't get the bounce from, because it's a ball game between whoever's on stage and whoever's in the audience. I throw it to you, you throw it back to me, and it just gets better and better until we're all, throwing in the paint. And it's really hard to do when there's nobody to throw to.
Right, because sometimes you may even pivot, or something will develop as a response to something that the audience says or does.
Exactly. The spontaneity, and you know me, I like to make people laugh. It's really hard to make people laugh when you can't hear them laugh.
So just think about like the late night talk show hosts, the Fallons, the Kimmels, the Colberts, who are doing these things either out of their home or maybe in the studio. I think Jimmy Fallon just went back into the studio, but there's no audience. So when he says the jokes, you're just hearing like maybe a couple of giggles from the band.
Yeah.
With Colbert, he's doing it out of his house. He'll say it, the line, but then you don't hear any sound of giggling or laughing.
They do that like what they're doing with basketball right now. Canned laughter. Come on, somebody push the canned laughter button, which also encourages other people to laugh.
Yes, right. They're doing that sound with baseball right now too. The clapping, and they have the cardboard cutouts of people in the stands. That's like a Twilight Zone episode in a way. It's like really amazing.
It's truly
Fake people, but I think people can pay $80 or something for that, and it goes towards some sort of charity or a cause, I think.
Right. So my thing is for everybody who loves theater, for everybody who had tickets to something, if you can, donate the money to the theater, donate it to the concert venue, to the musicians, because Lord knows we're not getting support from the administration. So it's another thing where we have to look out for each other.
Got to look out for each other, exactly. And artists have had a real tough time of it with Broadway shut down and theaters are shut. And have you ever performed in a venue over your career where it seemed like the audience was cardboard cutouts?
Oh, darling, yes. No, we've all had those. Yes, we have. I've also performed for 2 people.
Anybody have a pulse? I just did something. Put the forks down. Please put the forks down.
My favorite, I was singing in Florida, and I was the first show, it was a cabaret show. I was decked. The first show was at 11 in the morning. And it was you could go snowblind from the audience, from the hair. And I was singing something deeply touching and emotional. And there's this woman on her cell phone talking to her friend while I'm singing, and I'm sort of looking at her, and she says, "Darling, I think you're wonderful. I want my girl, Seal, listen to her sing. Darling, listen to her sing." And so I said, "You gotta laugh."
It's exactly right. It's like there's no sense of space or scenario or time. They're just like there. They
roll with it, baby.
Pull you by the arm. Hey, I want you to meet my cousin Tony. Tony, come quickly. I got her by the arm. Quickly, Tony. And of course, you're there, and then Tony comes and, "Hi, Tony. Nice to see you." Are there other instances like that would surprise us where we've all had? I know I've had many instances in television studios and elsewhere where the lights pop out, or the cameras go out, or the set falls down, or things
fall down.
Right.
I fell off a stage in the middle of a concert once.
Did you really?
And one shoe flew into the audience and one shoe flew into the piano. And I had somebody shoved me. I fell in their lap, and they shoved me back up on the stage. And I'm hobbling around saying, "Has anybody got my shoe?"
Right, exactly. Yeah, not worried about whether or not you broke anything or in pain. You're like, "Those are my good shoes. Where are they?"
Really good shoes. It's true.
So it's just like you're doing a dance and you slipped, and then
my heel got stuck in the stage floor.
Oh, the crack of
it stayed, and I kept moving forward. And again, it was in a really deeply dramatic and emotional and sad song. It just ruined it forever. But that's okay. It's okay.
What was the audience's reaction?
They gasped. And then when I said, "I'm all right, where's my shoe?" They laughed.
Then they laughed.
And I could go back and I said, "Okay, we're starting the song over. Let's get serious." And it took
exactly. Have you ever had this happen? Renee Katz said she slid off a piano singing.
I believe it totally. No, mine was the opposite. I wore leather pants and sat on a piano, and got stuck to the top of I was supposed to leap off in a graceful manner, and I couldn't get off the piano. It's like somebody had moved me.
It was a little humid in that room that night, huh?
Yeah,
You're just like, you're a crinkling saran wrap.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I can't finish this line because I'm stuck. That if people only knew, the amount of, but it's all part of it, right? It's all part of the whole thing,
That's the joy of life.
Those are some of the moments that actually can be really incredible, is when you take them and you just roll with it. I was emceeing, I think I told this story to one other performer before. I MC usually each year at Carnegie Hall for good friend Tim Janis, the composer, and I interviewed him years ago on public television. We've always stayed friends. So he puts on this beautiful, elegant holiday concert every year at Carnegie Hall, brings in a full orchestra, 200-voice youth choir, and then a lot of different people. Neil Sedaka's been through, Sarah McLachlan, the flautist James Galloway, and a lot of Mairead Nesbitt from Celtic Woman, all these different people. So I was in the tuxedo, and I was rehearsing in my head as the master of ceremonies a line that I was dying to say. Now, I knew this was a New York audience. It was a holiday concert, so people were in, a good spirit, a good mood. It was all great, beautiful, moving music, and really, really nice. And it was, it's an event that happens every year to help support Kate Winslet, the actress Kate Winslet's charity, the Golden Hat Foundation, Autism Research. So we were about 50% into the concert. And you know how it is with Carnegie Hall. The big white doors open, the next performer comes out, the doors close. And then when that performer's done, everybody's clapping, the orchestra holds for the next performer, the doors open, that person disappears, the doors close, then the doors open for the next person. Very, structured and formatic. So that was happening, when I was coming out to intro each of the artists and to do the background on their lives and things of that nature. And I said, boy, there's a line I really would love to say, just to throw it out there to get a little giggle. But I kept rehearsing in my head. I said, this is Carnegie Hall, and this is holidays, but it's a New York audience. And it is the holiday time, so people are sort of light and joyous. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go out and I'm going to try this. I'll try it, and we'll see what happens. So, of course, I come out as the master of ceremonies. We're 50% into the event. The orchestra is sitting there poised, ready. The choir is ready for me to introduce the next artist to come out to join them. So I come out, the doors open, and I approach the stage in the tuxedo and ready to go, smiling at everybody. Then I look up and I smile and I acknowledge the balcony, because a lot of times people forget to acknowledge the folks up on the roof. And I look at everybody, knowing we're here at Carnegie Hall. They're watching this beautiful, phenomenal, elegant 3-hour concert event. And I said, aren't you glad you decided not to go bowling tonight? At Carnegie Hall in the tux, least thing that they expected me to say, and the place erupted in laughter. And from that point forward, they were already enjoying it, but it seemed like they enjoyed it even more because they used that opportunity to come out with that and took a risk. I said, this could either work
or
not.
tank. Yeah.
But I said, it's a New York audience. They're in a good mood. They're enjoying it. And it's the holidays. So then the doors, after I introduce the next artist, she comes out. Everybody's still cheering and clapping. Oh my God, bowling. Why? Instead of going to Carnegie Hall. The doors open. I go in the back. The technical crew, the production crew in the back, who are usually, very stoic, and they're very great guys, great people. Yeah. I'm getting all these high fives, and all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, we've never heard that before. And that was unbelievable. Oh, we loved it. And Are you coming back next year? And it was one of those opportunities where you you feel it out and you react to the scenario.
Oh,
and I did.
Babe.
Yeah, it just it worked, you know what I mean? And it was just, so I'm sure you've had a lot of opportunities like that too, where you infuse humor into what you're doing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It helps you get through a lot of tight spaces.
That's a good way to, yeah, it really does, doesn't it? If things are going wrong, I've even had that on television where they throw me out there. Please, Jim, just do something, say something, go.
The moment, yeah.
Because you need to thread it together. A few more comments coming in here, and ha ha ha. Of course, they love it. You radiate love. They love your natural beauty.
Ooh.
You're so animated. I love you. I love seeing your concert and theater, of course.
Thank you.
Laughing at my bowling line at Carnegie Hall. And this is really nice. I like this one. The energy of the artist host feeds off the audience viewers and vice versa. And now many musicians are playing to the camera with these shows. Must be tough, but they know we're watching. And I do think we've all learned to feel the energy through the cameras now as well.
That's a good observation.
Yeah, absolutely. Graceful, being graceful. I love that laugh. Sometimes even that, you try your best with that, but that is funny. That is funny. What would you say to somebody that's watching who might consider these avenues as part of a career, going into either whether it's acting or songwriting, singing, performance? Obviously, it's changed a lot. Everything is very digital now. The last few months has changed everything too. So a lot of it has changed. A lot of it's morphed. The music industry is so different now. Television is different. The movies are different. What would you say to maybe guide somebody who was coming to you for some guidance on whether they should pursue something like this, if it's in their heart?
But that's the thing. If it's in your heart and you cannot do anything else. I would say if you can and want to do something else, because this is so hard. But if this is your heart's path, you have to learn how to hear the word no. You have to learn how to not believe it. Go beyond it. You have to really get your chops up. And in these days, you got to get your technical chops up, as you can tell from me, Jim. You've got to understand the business as well as the art today if you're going to go where you're going to go.
That's right, because it's show business, and so many people forget the business side of it. And a lot of people also, I don't know if it's generational or what have you, but some people today have wanted to go in to the industries, all these industries we're in, because they want to be, you ask them, why do you want to do this? And they're like, oh, because I want to be famous.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why they either want to be rich or famous, or just famous and then the rich, but famous always comes out first.
Well, in the first
right way to
famous
go.
is a curse.
Famous is a curse. Or
famous ruins your life. Second, if you want to be famous, join TikTok. Become an influencer. Do 20-second things and have 6 million people watch you.
I think you've got only 30 days left to get on TikTok, right?
Or whatever's going to follow.
Any of those, Instagram or those sort of.
Art does not succeed from a desire for fame. It just doesn't.
Right.
You can become a manager. You can become a middleman. You can become an agent. But an artist does it because they have to.
I was on a TV shoot in Europe. We were in Greece, actually, and we had this other gentleman who was taking us around to all these great places, the camera crew and myself. And he was sort of like a guide. So we had him on camera too with me. I was the host and he was sort of our guide. And he was from America, and he was probably about 23. And we were talking, when we were wrapped shooting for the day and we were eating at one of the restaurants in Greece. His family owned a restaurant on this wonderful island called Samothraki over towards Turkey. And I was saying, hey, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to get on television? Why do you want to be out there? He said, I just want to be famous. I said, is there anything else to it? I mean, do you want to create? Do you want to write? Do you want to connect with people? Do you want to inspire people? Do you want to, I mean, because I can tell you there's a lot of work, and there's disappointment, and there's crazy hours, and there's just a lot to it. So it takes, you have to put a lot in, but it also takes even more. The industry takes more out of you than even what you're putting in, which is already 100%. Are you ready for that? He said, I just want to be famous. I will do whatever it takes just to be famous. And throughout the whole shoot, we were trying to tell him, that's going to be that's going to go whoosh, whoosh. It's not the right way to do it if you even get that chance.
It's called go with God, hon.
Right.
If that is your path, blessings on you. Try not to kill anybody on your way there.
Right. Exactly right.
Bye-bye.
Not bye-bye, but bye-bye.
Bye.
That is funny. That's fun. Prior to all of this, did you get a chance to do a lot of traveling as well?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And do you enjoy that?
Yeah, very much. Very much. Yes. I'm supposed to be in Australia right now, me and Ann Hampton. But
she mentioned that Australia was supposed to be on the list.
Yeah, we're going to do a bunch of concerts in Australia, but hopefully we'll be doing them when we're allowed to leave the country and get on a plane without a mask. Who knows?
Right, exactly. Absolutely. Well, Amanda, this was absolutely amazing. You are amazing. And I think people that knew of you already have learned so much more about you through this. And I don't call this an interview. Some people say, I'm going on, it's going to be an interview. I call it a conversation. It's really us conversing. We don't have the cheesecake and the coffee. Maybe one day we'll do that. Home Alone. It's just like...
That seems to be my day for the day. Yeah, you're right. No, but this is a conversation. You had the martini. I had my ice water because I'm only 3 hours earlier than you, but I'm about to change.
That's what that is. That's just flavored water. In a martini glass.
Nudge, wink, wink. Okay.
Yeah. I hope, when this is all over, we get a chance to maybe break bread and get together. That would be terrific.
That would be wonderful.
I would love to do that. Yes, we will definitely stay in touch. Everybody is saying, I want to just show you some of you're probably seeing them. Rini says, your heart is in your music, and we're incredibly grateful. Keep writing and singing. You give singers the type of material we can feel, and that means everything. Kathleen Walker in New York says, lovely lady. It is like 4 a.m. where Willie is in
Willie,
Willie, go to bed. She usually gives us that sounds like the title of your next song. Willie, go to bed.
Okay. Right. All right with you.
Yeah, made my day. She loves it. Marianne, I love you, Amanda. This is so special. Willie says, bye, Amanda. Bye. Wasn't that Backstreet Boys or NSYNC? Bye.
You're younger than I am. You know those people. Mm-hmm.
Very. I like that you said that. You know those people. Very interesting and lovely conversation. Absolutely. And this, I knew this was going to be filled with levity. And it absolutely is. And it couldn't be any better. Lovely lady McBroom. I love that. From Carla in Brazil. It's your birthday, but the gift was ours. All the best. And thank you for this precious and funny moments you spend with us.
I'm honored. Thank you, Carla.
Amanda, I know you from years back. Good to see you. June Rachelson Aspa. Ernestine Webb in North Carolina. Jim, this was a great conversation tonight with a beautiful lady. Absolutely. I second that emotion. Have a lovely night.
You too.
And Marie says, hi.
All right, Marie.
You can't but end with that. And Christine, Amanda, thanks for sharing your life stories and your music career songs with us this evening. And we really only scratched the surface of her incredible career, everybody. It was truly a lovely conversation, and you're a brilliantly talented songwriter, and you have such a beautiful heart. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. This was beautiful. This was amazing. And we toast
Thank you for your patience.
No. I will never think about you the same way ever again.
Okay.
It's actually been enhanced. No.
Now you know my reputation. Yes.
The pre-show.
Oh, dear God.
Behind the scenes. That's what everybody wants, right? They love the behind the scenes stuff.
Well, you got it. You're not allowed to tell.
No, that's our secret. That's our secret. Toast to you, my friend. It was wonderful having you on the show. Really
Love
beautiful.
to meet you, sweetie.
You as well. I hope you enjoyed your time with me as much as I have with you.
I have indeed. Thank you.
It was my pleasure. It was my pleasure. You take care. You stay safe. You be well.
You too.
Keep making that magic. Keep being the conduit of all that beautiful energy and all of the artistry. And thanks for everything that you've shared with us so much. You've made a tremendous difference in the lives of all of us through your art and your love.
Tell your mom and dad I'm very grateful for what they created.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I call them my executive producers. The parents. They're the executive producers. Vera Franklin, excellent show this evening. And we're both getting smooches from Willie in Holland.
Go to bed, Willie. All right. Good night, Jim. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. You're welcome back anytime, Amanda.
Thank you, honey.
All right. You take care. Love you. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Incredible Amanda McBroom. We thank very much our wonderful dear friend Marianne Lapinto for the fantastic videos, as well as putting together the archival photos as well. We really appreciate her doing that. We thank her very much. She's also an avid viewer of our show. And really, really beautiful person inside and out, wouldn't you say? And if you missed anything, if you missed her performing her legendary song, The Rose, yes, if you joined us late, she is the one who wrote and composed The Rose that Bette Midler, of course, made famous. Such a beautiful song and so much more material. You can watch this show again by going to our YouTube channel, and that is Jim Masters TV. And enjoy all of, she did Send in the Clowns, Errol Flynn, a tribute to her father, David Bruce, and who was a brilliant film star and actor as well. We thank our friends at LMG Music Group, Lampkin Music Group, for all their love and attention as well. We love them too, and we appreciate them very much. And we, again, are celebrating, what an incredible evening spent with Amanda. And Willie says, no, I go not to bed. I can even hear her saying that. No, I go not to bed, with the Dutch accent and all. We are celebrating. Going to run through a couple more photos for you. But one more time, no, I go not to bed. We are celebrating Willie, who is our viewer of the week. Again, we celebrate a viewer of the week. We try to do it every week. This week, it got a little extended because of all the guests and preparation, but viewer of the week is Willie Jancy in Holland, beautiful Amsterdam, the Netherlands. We celebrate her. She's here every night. She's been here for like some 60 shows every night. She has not missed a single show. We love our viewers from all around the world. The very best. Share the levity. Invite one and all to join us, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, on YouTube at Jim Masters TV and Facebook at Jim Masters TV as well. We've got more amazing guests coming up throughout the week. Some really, really cool people that are going to be joining us throughout the week. So I encourage you to, if you want to know who's coming up throughout the week, just look at my Facebook page at Jim Masters TV, and we've got all the promotions there. You can also find the promotions on YouTube. If you go to the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, you can see some of the folks that are coming up, as well as Instagram at Jim Masters TV and Twitter at Jim Masters TV. We promote the upcoming guests on the Jim Masters Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series on the Facebook page at Jim Masters TV, on YouTube, Jim Masters TV, Instagram and Twitter at Jim Masters TV as well. Celebrating once again the lovely and talented Amanda McBroom. She's truly a legend, and she is a heck of a person to have just a lot of laughs with, right? And I love that. I love that. No airs about her. And she was teasing because she was having a heck of a time trying to get connected. Her browser on her laptop wasn't liking her laptop or whatever it was. So, and then she tried her phone, and then literally probably about right at 7 o'clock, I'm on the phone with her. We're trying to figure it out. And her technical situation is not happening on her end. She had mentioned that, tech savvy isn't necessarily her claim to fame. She doesn't like all that stuff, but she just was having trouble. We could see just her visual, but we couldn't hear her voice. Then we heard the voice, we couldn't see her face. And then it was a riot. Some of the things that she was saying, we cannot repeat, but it was hilarious. Again, some wonderful photos over the years with our very special guest, the incomparable and legendary Amanda McBroom. So happy when you, the viewers, enjoy your time with us, but also when the guests enjoy their time and they share the links and they celebrate what they do with us here on the show. So many people she's had an opportunity to work with. And yes, she was on Star Trek as well. Again, started first as an actress, television shows, and some of the classic TV shows and film and so much more. Singer, songwriter as well. Brilliant, really, really brilliant. And again, you're watching the Jim Masters Show live. It's my pleasure. A lot of work putting these shows together, especially every night. We're approaching our 100th show, which is absolutely amazing. Incredible. I balance this with my professional work in television and radio. So sometimes my days get a little crazy. Last night I went to bed I actually didn't. I went to bed at 7 a.m. because there's all these shows to format and get ready and everything, plus my professional work as well. By the way, I love your jacket, Jim. Thank you very much. There's actually pants that match this, and there's a vest. Don't have that on tonight. That'll be a little hot, but there's actually pants that match and a vest that matches as well. Thank you very much, Carla. Jim, and thank you so much for one awesome show. Thank you. Amanda loved seeing that you were watching in Brazil, and I do too as well. And thank you for bringing me Amanda, a great person in my life. I wish I could have been there taping that for your next show. Well, you're there, and that's what counts now. That's what counts right now, Marianne. And thank you again for the wonderful photos and video as well. What an incredible evening spent with Amanda. Good night, Jim. Have a great night, everyone. Marie, she loved knowing that you were watching as well. A nice heart from Marie as well. Willie's still not going to bed. She doesn't want to go to bed yet. She's all excited. She's riding a high wave of being our viewer of the week. And I'm sure she's been telling everybody in Amsterdam, I am the viewer of the week in America on the Jim Masters Show. Thank you, Willie. We appreciate it and continue celebrating being our viewer of the week there in Europe, in the Netherlands. We salute you as well. And we salute all of you for watching and being so faithful and loyal. This is a fun show. It's inspiring. Every night is something different. We're going to be doing some more on location stuff and a whole host of stuff. We're 14 weeks old, but we're just beginning and closing in on like 100 shows and doing it every single night. But we're enjoying it. You enjoy it, George? I know Jeannie Silver and Jimmy did. George enjoyed it as well. He always enjoys it. He has a good laugh. And Jimmy, especially the clown, enjoyed it when we did send in the clowns. So we've got great guests coming up throughout the week, an amazing array of guests. But more importantly, we have you and we have me. And it's always a pleasure to have you here on the show. Join us nightly. Tell your friends, spread the word, invite more people to watch the show. Tell everybody the show is on, the series is on. We love that. We appreciate that. That means a lot to us. Thank you, June. It's always lovely when you're with us as well, my friend. You have a wonderful night as well. We appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. You are as well this week. Oh, I know what it is. I know what you want. You want the star. There's something to that. It's the way we end the show. Thank you for another epic show, Amanda's Million. Thank you, Crystal. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Each night is special and different, but all are excellent. That's terrific. That's a great tagline on the Jim Masters Show. Each night is special and different, but all are excellent. Join us. I like that. I'll have to write that one down. Thank you, Christine. Don't forget, gang, to relax, to breathe, love one another. We do this at the end of every show. We love you all. We really appreciate this. The show is growing. It's a work of labor of love, work of art. It's a blessing, and it's changing and fine tuning. We're tweaking it as we go along, as we've done with the set and everything else. This was a lot of fun tonight, and we really salute and thank our amazing guest, Amanda MCBROOM. And yes, I know you've been having a heck of a time there with the weather, huh? Hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to watch the whole show again. We're calm here for now, but there's a tropical depression out in the Atlantic. Let's hope it just dissipates. Good night, Mr. Loverty. Good night, everybody. Good night to you as well, Linda in Florida. And here is what our viewer of the week is requesting, which she loves, which everybody looks forward to, The Star. So I always say on this show that I might be the host and the executive producer and the star of the show, the Jim Masters Show Live, but I think you guys are the stars as well. The guests are, and our faithful viewers are from all around the world. You are the stars of the show as well. We thank you very much for joining us on this episode of the Jim Masters Show Live. We bid you a wonderful good evening, good day, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, and whatever time of day you're watching this. You may be watching this in our archives. You can see all of the episodes of the Jim Masters Show Live on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We really, really love that. That's very helpful when you do that. And you just go to YouTube and just click subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell as well, because I guess when you hit that, then you can get notified of other videos and other cool things that we're doing, because we've done some pop-up videos exclusively on YouTube. So we might be doing some more of that as well. So that's about it, right? And we're going to wrap up. It was a beautiful evening. It was terrific having you guys here on the Jim Masters Show Live. A couple more comments coming in. And now Willie goes to bed at 20 after 4 a.m. in Amsterdam. Christine says, good night to all the lovities. Good night to you, Jim. Whenever it is we all actually sleep. Well, that's terrific. I'm glad that you're going to get some good sleep. But I don't know, Christine. I think somehow you're going to be up on Facebook typing at 2 a.m. Marilyn, wonderful show. Thank you. Thank you as well. Renee, good luck out there in Iowa with those crazy storms. You have a good night as well. And Crystal, good night, Jim, and everyone. Thank you very much, everybody. We had a phenomenal time tonight. Once again, one more thank you to dear Amanda MCBROOM. Can't wait to get together with her as well. Once this pandemic and all of this ends, we're going to be getting together with all these guests for dinner and everything. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of pictures for you. Some are on the West Coast, some are on the East Coast, some are in the middle. Kathleen, I love all that. You got the lips and the heart and the prayers and the thumbs up and the other heart and the wink. The wink is in there too. Good night, Jim Boy. Good night, viewer of the week there in Holland, across the big pond there in Europe. You take care. Need to sing and play the guitar. What a hoot it was singing happy birthday to Amanda MCBROOM. She didn't know I was going to do that. That wasn't planned. Just when she had mentioned it was her birthday, and I remembered that it was her birthday, I said, you know what? I'll have us all sing happy birthday together. So it was really a joy singing to the singer happy birthday. And she really enjoyed it, which was terrific. All right, gang, we're going to sign off here. Thanking you for your time this time till next time, which is tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Don't forget to smile. Always smile. Even when you don't feel like it. Just try to give it a shot. Give it your best shot. And you take care of one another. We will be back tomorrow, right here on the same Bat channel. And I hope you guys are here with us as well. So for everybody here at the Jim Masters Show Live, this is Jim Masters. Thanking you for your time this time. Till next time, smiles from Willie. She's going to sleep now. All right, you guys take care. Thanks for being with us. We love you all. You guys are truly a blessing. And we'll see you tomorrow right here on the Jim Masters Show Live. We've got an amazing guest tomorrow, actress, performer, Carla Christine Contreras. She was on Growing Pains, LA Law, a lot of TV shows, movies, so much more. You're going to love her. She's tomorrow night here on the Jim Masters Show Live. If you go to the Facebook page, Jim Masters TV, you can see all about her because we have the link posted there. Good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night. 2 more comments coming in. We will be here. Perfect. Love it. Love it. Absolutely. We're working on a jingle for that too, and shirts and hats and all that fun stuff everybody's asking for. All right, gang. Love you guys. It's been a pleasure. We will see you tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the show. We work hard on them, so we hope you're getting something out of it, whether it's a smile or you're learning something or you're inspired. It's fun to do and enjoying it. As long as you're there, I'll be here. See you later. Have a good night. Bye-bye.